If I remember any little tidbits that I don't include in this video, I'm just going to put in a little text screen because I know I forgot a lot and it's a little out of arrangement. But try to bear in with me, and yeah, this is the story. So I hope you guys enjoy. Hey guys, so sorry this has taken so long to get to. I'm hoping to do this in 3 parts. I wanted to do 4 parts, but it's just taking too much time and research to remember everything that led up to actually like when my labor started. But I did the daily vlogs, so it is, you know, you guys do know. But I just thought it'd be nice to have it in like one combined video. Alright, so I gotta do this quick because my big boys are coming back from the dog park right now. I left off talking to you guys in Walmart's parking lot on my 38-week and 3-day update. And he says hi. And that's where I left off. Well, before then my contractions were getting, you know, they were bad, but they weren't like, you know, there were some that were stopped me in my tracks bad, but then there'd be some that weren't so bad. So anyways, and I don't remember the exact time that I recorded that video, but yeah, so anyhow, did that. Well, I went in, we were walking into Walmart, and about halfway from where we were parked to the front of the store, I had a contraction where, and Deacon was saying, hold me, or he wanted me to hold him, and I was just like, I had to stop, I had to breathe through it, and then I just grabbed a cart and I put him in the cart and I pushed him because I'm like, I can't hold you right now. So we went into Walmart and we were doing our grocery shopping and everything was fine, and I got about halfway through the trip and I had a contraction and I was still having contractions, and they were every 8 minutes apart. I must say that I won't talk about everything that led up to this, but this was my 3rd day of contractions that were every 8 minutes apart, lasting for 2 minutes. So I've had absolutely no breaks, and it had been for the last 3 days. So I was tired of them, and I was sick of them, and I was just believing they were doing squat because 3 days of contractions every 8 minutes apart, lasting 2 minutes to the T. I mean, every once in a while I'd have one that was like 5 minutes apart, but otherwise they were perfect through the night, everything. So anyhow, my body was just being evil. So we were in Walmart, and I had a contraction that just, it hit me really hard, and it was like, whoa, okay. I had to stop, I had to breathe through it. I actually started swaying on my shopping cart. So I was holding on to my shopping cart, swaying back and forth. And then 4 minutes later, I had another one like that. And 4 minutes later, another one, and another one, and another one. And they were getting so intense that I was literally holding on to either side of my shopping cart handlebar, looking down, breathing, doing like my Lamaze breathing, and swaying back and forth in the grocery store. Could I have had labor start at a classier place? I mean, seriously, Walmart. So I knew that things were really starting to get better and that I needed to finish my grocery shopping because I wasn't going to be able to go again soon. Because, he's squeaking. Because things were really starting to pick up. So I finished my grocery shopping as fast as possible. I had Deacon in the big cart part, which I never do. The kid had opened one of my big, huge things of yogurt and was eating it with his finger. And I just didn't care at all. I was so focused on like making it through the final bread aisle that I didn't care. I didn't care what was going on. So we get to the front of the store, and I get in line, and I had 2 contractions while I was in line. The lady could not have been any slower, I swear. And then the person in front of me asked about a Walmart credit card. Who asks about the Walmart credit card? Nobody! And then, of course, I'm in labor, like serious labor, and yeah, asking about the Walmart credit card. So at this point in time, I was texting Megan, and I was texting my mom, and I was texting my friend who was also going to be the photographer. And, oh, I texted my midwife too, and I said, you know, I've had some good ones, and she's like, just keep me posted. I said, okay. So I finish there, and I get everything loaded, and I wait for another contraction. Like, even seriously in the checkout line, I'm like swaying back and forth, breathing through the contractions. And yet the cashier is still taking her sweet time. But I get to the car and I wait for another contraction before I start driving home. This sounds so stupid now. And I call my husband. I'm like, "You're on your way home, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm on my way home." I'm like, "Okay, good," because he was at work. And thank goodness he got off on time. And he gets home. So that my actual labor started, my contractions went from 8 minutes to 4 minutes at 7:26. And I had been using the contraction timer app. And he gets home, and I'm like, "I need help. You've got to unload the groceries. I can't do it." And he's like, "Okay." And I'm like, at this point, I texted Megan, and I said, "I'm not admitting this to anybody else but you," but I said, "I think this is it." And we're at home, and we're starving. Like, we all want to eat dinner so bad. So we start, I show my husband how to make these one sub sandwiches that we just adore. And he starts making them and is asking me questions throughout, and I keep having to stop and sway through the contractions. And at this point, they're every like 3 to 4 minutes apart, and they're getting really intense. And we both still weren't 100% sure that it was it, because I've been having so many contractions that had been bad that we were both just like, "Meh," like they're probably gonna just go back to 8 minutes or something like that. But at about, I don't know, maybe like 20-ish minutes later, we had dinner in the oven, and I said, "Okay, I'm gonna go upstairs." I'm like, "You need a vacuum. I'm gonna go upstairs and change and start calling everybody." And he's like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, I think this is really it, because they're getting worse." So I go upstairs and I call my midwife, and I think I called her, maybe my times are a little off, because I think I called her like 8:45. She got here at 9:10. And I called my mom, and I called everybody, and I just said, "Okay, I think this is it, so you might want to start heading over." I'm like, "No rush, just whenever you get a chance, head on over." And we sit down and we eat dinner. And we were enjoying dinner, and after dinner, we finished, well, we tried putting away as many groceries as possible. We never finished, but we started setting up, my husband started blowing up the birth pool, because I'm like, I think, we need to get things going. So he starts blowing up the birth pool, and my midwife comes. Actually, who got here first? My mom and my dad. And I'm like, "Why is my dad here?" He actually ended up hanging out in the car because he was so nervous about the home birth. And who else got here? I couldn't even tell you, because things started getting hazy already at this point. But my midwife got here at 9:10. Shortly after, her assistant got here, and then her apprentice is out of town, which is a major bummer. My photographer got here shortly after that. The videographer got here. My sister was working and didn't even know I was in labor because she wasn't at her phone. I think that's pretty much it, like, leading up to the actual labor. Like, that was like this is it. I'm actually in labor. Anyhow, that's it leading up to the actual, like, even though that's a lot of the labor, here is the laboring before the actual delivery. Well, in the next part. So look for part 2, and then part 3 will be the actual delivery, and there'll probably be a part 4 for like afterwards, like after birth and everything like that. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye, guys.